Bradley are back with another Dear Mr. and Mrs. Bradley video for you guys.
Before we get started, go ahead and click that subscribe button if it's your first time watching, or if you've watched us before and just have not subscribed, click that subscribe button. Also, click the notification bell, and make sure you're following us on Instagram at Bradley Party of 6.
Yep, all that good stuff. So, Mrs. Bradley actually came up with today's topic. She had a question, and should be interesting.
So I was on Facebook. This is how I begin most of my topics because y'all be acting the fool on Facebook. But I was on Facebook and I saw the question posed: should men get married? Is it a bad contract for men?
Ooh. That's a very interesting. That's like a layers question. So, I mean, peeling back the most easy, obviously the most simplistic answer to that question for me would be yes. Obviously, as I'm getting ready to celebrate 9 years of marriage in September, I would say yes. Speaking for the average, I don't know, I'm gonna say maybe not the average male, but like maybe like the higher prospect male, if that so exists. I don't know. I mean,
what does that mean?
Maybe like your guy who kind of like making 6 figures, young, nice looking, like...
You make 6 figures.
I get that, but I'm not young either. And I wasn't making 6 figures when I met you. So... But I mean, like, young, 6 figures, has his own thing type deal. Maybe not.
Okay, I feel like we're gonna have to dive into that answer a little bit because you didn't really say anything.
I just feel like, so like when you speaking about marriage for a man, you talking about a male gets what does a male get out of marriage? For me, what I get out of marriage, obviously I have a beautiful, loving wife, a family that I love and care for and want to be there for. But if I was like 26, 27 years old, making 6 figures, I didn't really care about having a family. Like, why do I want one woman when I can have an abundance of them?
So because you didn't have any money when we got married, it was good for you.
So like, let's be real here. Not saying that because I didn't have any money. Now you trying to play? You just gonna?
That's what you just said.
I said no. I said for that male, it may not be good. For that type of male, it may not be good. I also wanted a family. I wanted kids. I wanted to get married. So like that scenario doesn't per se work out for me. I told you when we started dating that I was like 4 years past when I wanted to get married. In my head, I wanted to get married at like 25. Obviously, was I ready to be married at 25? Not so much, but I wanted to be married at 25. So I mean, I just feel like for most men, we ain't stupid, and nobody in here is oblivious. Men like sex, so like. To be able to have sex to get sex from one person in the abundance or the amount of which men want to have sex is probably not likely. Let's be real. So like, if that's what you're looking for out of like life at the point of where you're at in life, maybe it's not a good decision.
Okay, so we're saying, I feel like I saw this question, and first of all, I feel like you get out of whatever you're doing, you get out what you're going to put into it. So if you want to be married, if you want to have a family, if you want to have a successful marriage and a successful relationship, then if you put the time and the work in, for the most part, that's what's probably going to happen.
True.
So, I mean, what's in it for men, the same that's in it for women, in my opinion.
Okay, so but you say that, but like most women want to be married. That's what at least that's what the logic is. That's what the common logic is. That's what you think.
I think
most
that's
women,
what they tell you.
Right, that most women want to be married. So that's the thing. I guess you can make that like what's in it for men and women to be married. Like I said, because when you're thinking about this question on the surface, you think most men, like I said, I'm speaking of sex, and that's what crazy enough this world is mostly concerned with when it comes to that stuff. So we think that.
See, when I heard that, I thought more of money. So I think people think that, men get married and now if we break up, they're going to have to pay alimony and child support and all this other stuff. So that's what I'm thinking more so in regards to. But I mean, just being honest, I guess we're talking about an NFL player or an actor or somebody with an abundance of money, then I think we're talking about a different story and a different scenario.
That's what I was about to say. We're talking about a small percentage of men in that category. You're talking about you got your athletes, which some athletes who don't even manage their money properly ain't even in that demographic.
But the funny part is these are regular men on Facebook talking about this, and I'm like, what do you have that anyone even wants? That you even got money to even give away?
What is a regular guy?
What
constitutes? Am I a regular guy?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, I don't. Like I said, I never seen marriage as like a scarlet letter. I never looked at marriage like a scarlet letter. I didn't look at marriage like, oh, I don't want that. I need to stay away from that. Like I always felt like I said, I always wanted a wife. I always wanted kids.
I just like it's always the ones with nothing talking about, with no money and with nothing talking about what's in it for men. What's in it for me to marry you? I mean, sounds like nothing.
Like I said, if you're talking about that, I'm gonna say 1%. But you're talking about, let's make it a 15% of men. The 15% of men in America or in the world who make an abundance of money, have kind of like to an extent like the world at their command. Like, does it per se make sense for that man to get married if marriage was not in his plans? No, because that's at the core of it all. Like, men gonna do what men feel or want out of it, regardless. I mean, you're talking about somebody like LeBron James. Like LeBron, if he was single, could do whatever he want, but that's not what he has ever wanted in life. You know what I'm saying? He's been with his wife since they was in sophomores in high school, or I think that's all on like a different level type thing. But like, what do men get out of marriage? I feel like they're the same thing that everything women get out of marriage for the most part.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I just felt like I saw this debate and I thought it was, I thought it was funny because I feel like it's always the people who don't have nothing, you don't even have no money for me to get alimony from. So what are you concerning yourself with this for? Like, stay in your tax bracket of what we're talking about. And I feel like it's not all about money, but at the same time, when you break it down and say, oh, if we break up, you're going to try to get this and that, then I'm not the one making it about money. You are. And it's like, you ain't even got nothing.
So I mean, like I said, looking for me, I didn't see money when I seen that. I seen sex because of what you like. The stereotypes you hear about marriage is like, for me that I heard going into marriage was like, oh, things gonna change.
Who you hear that from?
I mean, just general TV shows, guys, people from the neighborhood when I was growing up as a kid. Movies, you know what I'm saying? You see that stuff and it just kind of like looks like, oh, your wife or your partner is all fun and games and y'all get married and she just nag and complain. The sex ain't the same. The communication ain't the same. The person that you're dealing with ain't the same. And it's kind of like, that scares you a little bit for marriage. For me, that scares you a little bit of marriage. And until you get into it and you understand that like marriage is like anything else in life, is growth. And that's but from the outside looking in, you look at it like that. For me, at least.
I think that also depends on who you're looking at.
Yeah.
Who are you looking toward to look for your ideal marriage? Who are you looking at?
Who are you looking for, or who are you looking at to shape what male? I get that. What male are you looking at to shape your life after? If you shaping your life after, I don't know, a single man who was I don't know, that's how you looked at it and you thought that was cool, like, oh, that's how I want to live my life. It was actually different for me. I actually grew up like around a lot of men figures who like was all like single and all kicked it and all ran the streets and had lots of women. And I mean, when I was younger, I thought that was cool, but I knew it, like, I don't remember what age it was, it clicked with me. Like, I don't want this to be my life. Like, I want somebody that when I'm 56 years old, I roll over. She there. She might be bitching and complaining, but she there by my side.
I don't know what to say to that.
But to sum it up, like, what's in it for men to get married? Again, like I said, I think it's the same thing. What's in it for women to be married? The same thing. Like, you got 2 incomes, 2 people, a support system. Like, unless you let that 15% that can do everything financially on your own.
I don't think that's 15%.
I'm saying 15% of the world. I think it's 15% of men in the world.
I don't
know. I guess we would have to. So maybe not wrapping it up.
It's like an elite 5%.
So that's no. So let's.
4%.
But no, because what do you consider that man? Is it just 6 figures? Because if I got 6 figures, I can live comfortably without a woman.
You can live comfortably. Yeah.
So I don't per se need a woman to be like.
You said do whatever I want. So what's I guess it depends on what your
definition. That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. 15%. Like somebody like if I couldn't do certain things, like if our incomes wasn't together, I couldn't do this. That's that type of male. Yeah, because if I don't got kids, then that's even more. If I don't got kids, if I ain't married, most men, if I'm not married, I don't have kids.
Most men like who?
I mean, most men in the sense of like, and if I do, I'm paying child support, so it's not like it's like they gouge in my pockets every day. It's coming out of my income already, so it's already set up for me to live a certain way anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so final thoughts. Why did you get married? No. Let's change that. Final thoughts. Why do you stay married?
Why do I stay married? I can answer both. I got married because I found a person that I felt like building with. I felt like was in line with my goals and my ideas of the world and how the world worked. And I thought that we could maneuver this crazy thing called life together and make the best of it. Staying married is pretty much the exact same thing as our we work. I love you. Obviously, you're the person that we're talking about here. I love you, and I think that we can, with us together, we can conquer anything. And I think that's what any man should not go into a marriage with somebody that they like. I don't know, say hesitant, because I'm lying. I'll be lying. I'm gonna tell you guys out there, and you never going to. One of the things that my uncles told me was, you'll never be 100%. A woman might be 100%. Like, I know this is the man I'm supposed to be married to. I know this is the man I'm supposed to marry. I love him. I want to marry him. A man, even on your wedding day, you might be 99%, but it's that 1% in the back of your head, like, man, am I making the wrong decision here? Like, is the girl train just about to pull off from the station and just leave me behind? And I mean, once you get into it, that 1% is gone. And if it doesn't go away, then you in the wrong relationship. You married the wrong person. So that's my idea of it. That answer your question?
That answers my question.
All right. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you liked. Please leave me your thoughts, comments down below. Any topics that you guys have, please feel free to list down below. Also, we would love to tackle those in future videos.
And if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. We would really appreciate it.
Until the next video is Mr. and Mrs. Bradley checking out. Peace.